So that's another thing. We're talking about 700 feet or whatever, but really it's even further away from the ways where we plan to construct the plant. Oh.
Good evening all. My name is Marcel Camacho. John, I wanted to ask how you're going to get the fuel to the generators.
There is a 15-mile pipeline easement today that we used for the past since 1971 to bring fuel oil from down there all the way down to the GU180PowerPlant. The GU180PowerPlant was the one burning heavy oil, and that actually was more of an environmental issue, and the US EPA considered the area a non-attainment area. You can still operate it, but it's not it's considered by their regulations non-attainment, which makes it more difficult if in fact we could construct additional power plants in the area. We're working to reverse that, and actually with this plan, the whole area will still be an attainment area because of the emissions, the volume of emissions, the type of fuel that we're burning. So we're using the same pipe, we're using the same right-of-ways to construct two pipelines. And the plan is to construct it during this phase, because it's not whether we will ever go to natural gas, it's just when. And if we look at more recently, it's already been rising up to, I always said around $60 a barrel makes natural gas a no-brainer. Not a no-brainer, but and so we're about there. So therefore, it may be that as we move forward here, even before the power plant is completed, a decision may be made by policymakers and that we can put in natural gas at the same time. So yes, that's the 15-mile pipeline for both natural and gas, and ultra-low sulfur diesel.
That pipeline today is buried?
That's correct. And in some areas it's still above ground. The Chao River area. Most of the areas up in Tijan used to be, I don't know if you recall, there was around the Tijan property next to Route 16, used to see pipelines. We took those and now buried them underground also.
So those areas that are buried, do you plan to dig up that area and replace it with a double pipe?
That's correct. We're going to remove the old pipeline there, which is a heavy oil pipeline, and construct two new pipelines.
Is any of this along Marine Drive from Derido to Canis to Campos?
It's coming down, if you go, it goes up to the Tijan, and then comes down the hill, comes down by that St. Paul area, and then comes across and then cuts straight towards the mall area, and then down towards Tengisan. So instead of going all the way to Tengisan, we just turn a right to the new power plant.
So there's no Marine Drive areas?
Marine Drive, okay, when you say Route 1, no. Except the area in Pili, from the right behind the power plant to go towards the Navy NSD Sasa Valley on the left. That's the only area where it goes like that. Then it comes up to the Navy property, Sasa Valley, down the mountains to Chao, by the Chao area, into Momuntotu, and then again up to Tijan, down the hill. So the whole pipeline, again, that was constructed in 1970 or so. And so again, we'll be taking that out and putting in the two new pipelines.
Okay. Now when you say we are going to build this plant, is Guam Power Authority going to build it?
No. The plan here is for an independent power producer to build a power plant construct it, operate and maintain it for the next 25, 30 or 40 years. And at the end of that time, turn the machine over to GPA. It's what you call build, operate, and transfer. And why do we want the transfer? The transfer then allows the people who want to still own the power plant that they paid for over the past 30 years and still control its destiny by utilizing the property, utilizing the machines as necessary and all of that. At that point in time, you can again go off on a IPP to recapitalize the plan, make it good so it can run another 10, 15 years or whatever you need, and again, then operate it. GPA is getting out of running the power plants itself. That's why you have MSC 8 and 9 down there. It's actually going to come over to us on January. Remember, we've been doing this now for the past almost 20 years. And actually, TMS-7 is a combustion turbine that we contracted for back in the 90s. It came over to us in December. So we're saving $5 million a year that we're not paying them. January 1st, 2019, MAC 8 and 9 is going to come over to GPA. That is costing us about $33 million a year. So when we have another IPP recapitalize that plan, we expect that to be costing us about 15. So we're going to save 15 to put into this new power plant. So as we move along, what you're seeing is that we have made the commitment that the rates will not go up, the base rates will not go up to pay for this new power plant. Because all of these savings are coming, out from aside from other savings, these major savings are coming in. So that's why DOT, independent power producers, and there'll be a private entity hired because they're going to be responsible. If they don't produce energy, we don't pay, no? And so that's the incentive. So again, we're getting out of we will control the grid. It's still owned by the people of Guam. IPPs provide the energy and then turn that over to us at the end. But again, we'll be managing the energy coming into the system. And there's where the new power plant, renewables, the NRG, the new projects that were the 120 megawatts that we're working on, all of those are coming into the grid as energy that we're managing. And they're all independent power producers.
Let me just clarify for the record that I'm the co-administrator of the estate of Marcellus Scandaluri, and we own about 50,000 square meters on the road that goes from Marine Drive to Two Lovers Point. And it's a little far away, further away maybe, than what is normally the area where you have to notify the neighbors. So I don't believe we ever received notice of the zone change in this area. But I have to, of course, express a little bit of concern because you're talking again about an industrial use.